there, welcome back to Beauty Bee and welcome to a little bit of a different video on my channel. As many of you likely know, because goodness knows that I mention this in practically every video, I have not been wearing makeup for the last month. This was recommended by my dermatologist, and it doesn't just extend to makeup, but that's really what I've been focusing on. I had to stop using my regular shampoo and conditioner, switch to a less irritating brand, body wash, any skincare, fragrance. More or less, if it touched my skin, it had to go. This was not some kind of social experiment for me. However, as we are hopefully getting close to me reintegrating some of those products back into my life, I do feel like I have some thoughts about the experience, some insights about myself that it has revealed to me, and I thought we would go through them. As one would probably expect from the fact that I have a mainly beauty-centric channel, I really do enjoy makeup. Previously, I would wear a pretty significant amount of makeup on an everyday basis. Though I didn't wear foundation and concealer on an everyday basis, I did do a couple steps of morning skincare and then wear some cheek makeup, some eye makeup, and lip makeup pretty much every single day. I probably went without any makeup at all, maybe once a month. It was a pretty rare occurrence. And that routine that I'd had going for a couple of years at this point really came to a screeching halt on August 10th. I thought at first that I was going to save so much time in the morning getting ready, and I was kind of surprised to realize that wasn't the case for me. I was very able to adjust my makeup routine to fit into however much time I had available. I could do a 3-minute version of my makeup and I could do a 25-minute version of my makeup, and I would feel very pretty in both. I felt fine in both. And because I was so able to do a 3 to 5 minute version of my makeup in the morning, cutting that out of my routine really hasn't saved me that much time. I don't even think I stay in bed like 2 minutes longer. I still get up with my alarm. I don't even know where that extra time goes. I don't know if I just kind of sit there looking at the clock wishing that the day wasn't going to come more or what, but it didn't save me any time in the morning. I did find that it saved me a few minutes in the shower. I hadn't realized how many things had sort of crept into my routine over the past 5 or so years. Of course, when I was in college, I didn't have my own bathroom. I guess that's not necessarily an of course, but I lived in the dorms all 4 years in college, so I had like a shower caddy that I would bring with me, and it really just had the basics in it. It had, shampoo, conditioner, body wash, a washcloth or my loofah, depending, and that was about it. But since I've had my own bathroom, I've had my own place to store things, other steps keep creeping into my routine, and I realized once I cut them out that I don't miss a lot of them a whole lot. I still do miss having a scrub every once in a while. I miss being able to use a face mask if I want it, but I don't think I'm going to go back to basically needing to take like a 15-minute shower just to get everything in. I think I can kind of streamline that a little bit and, more or less keep to body wash, shampoo, conditioner, but add in maybe one extra thing every once in a while. One thing that I was really worried about when I was told that I wasn't going to be able to wear any kind of makeup for a month was I was terrified that I was going to realize that I'm actually like deeply insecure about my appearance, that I feel ugly or less worthy, unattractive, whatever it is, if I'm not wearing makeup. And I don't think that's the case. I didn't really think that was the case beforehand. I mean, I've always thought that I look okay without makeup. I don't feel ashamed of myself or anything. But I was a bit worried that I had just sort of convinced myself of that because it's the socially acceptable thing to say and believe, and that stripping away makeup was going to reveal some deep-seated insecurities. What I found is that it's a little bit more complicated than just, I am a confident person, I am self-assured enough that makeup or no makeup doesn't really bother me, or I am deeply insecure and need a full face of makeup to face the world and not feel gross. It's more complicated than that. Who would have guessed, right? Turns out nuance, kind of an important thing in our world. I don't know how to say this without sounding like I'm really fishing for compliments, but I do feel more attractive when I wear makeup. I probably wouldn't do it every single day if I didn't feel prettier afterwards than when I went in. However, I don't think I'm horrible looking without it. I certainly have never really noticed or cared if other women that I know are or aren't wearing makeup. That's never bothered me whatsoever. And I really don't think that I judge myself against other women's appearance. Additionally, I am fortunate enough to occupy a place in this world where physical attractiveness is not a major consideration for me. I honestly believe that my relationships with my friends and my family and my coworkers don't depend on my physical attractiveness or lack thereof. And I think that has definitely allowed me a level of peace this month that I don't think I would have necessarily felt if, say, I was maybe working as a waitress or a server in a restaurant and my tips might depend on whether my customers thought I was cute. I think that really did inform how I felt about this experience. For me, I think the big thing was that makeup was sort of part of my morning ritual. It didn't really feel that first weekend like I ever really started my day because I didn't sit down and do my skincare and do my makeup. That's just part of my routine. I am a very routine-oriented type A kind of person, and not having that element really threw me off. I've gotten back into the swing of things more or less, but I still do sometimes wish that I just had a little bit of makeup to get my day started and have that cut point between here's when I'm being a slob in the morning and here is when I'm ready to go out into the world and girl boss. Sort of joking about the girl boss thing, but also sort of not. This experience has also given me a little bit of insight into how makeup functions as a control thing for me. It's just another way of regulating the view of myself that I put out and allow other people to see. There is something really comforting to me about knowing that if I don't sleep well tonight, I can put on some cooling eye patches in the morning, put on a little concealer in the morning, and no one necessarily needs to know that I didn't sleep well. I've had a couple of days in the past month where that happened. It was like, well, guess everyone is going to know that I slept for an hour and a half last night, and that's just how it needed to be. It's not a bad thing or a good thing. It just is what it is. And it is so convenient in the mornings to just be able to notice that your hair is not looking great, spurt some dry shampoo in, and be more or less done. I am so looking forward to being able to use dry shampoo again. That is near the top of my list of things that I want to reincorporate, and I didn't expect that it was going to be so high up. Another concern that I had was that my skin was going to freak out. I know that I've touched on this previously on my channel, but when I was a teenager, I'm 28 now, so I'm well removed from being a teenager. But from about the ages of 11 to 19, I would say, my skin was a nightmare. I had really bad acne all over my face, especially around the perimeter, and it really just didn't get better. Nothing ever seemed to help it. I went through some prescriptions that helped a little bit, but my skin was just always a mess. And even though I am now, about 10 years removed from the worst of my acne, I'm still always concerned that it's going to suddenly come back. And when I had to cut out pretty much all of my skincare routine, I was very concerned that it was going to come back. And I have had a little bit more acne in the past month than I think I usually would have in a month. I do have one especially lovely large zit right there, and I have a couple of little white heads. It's not too bad. It's certainly nothing compared to what I dealt with as a teenager, but I don't like it, and I am excited to get back to using my regular products and hopefully get rid of a lot of this acne. But I am surprised at how little I actually notice it. I think because I can't do anything to cover it, it doesn't distract me as much as if I had attempted to cover it up and then wasn't able to fully conceal it. That really bugs me. It is what it is. It's here. I don't think that the increase in my acne is something that anyone who wasn't me ever would have noticed, but I thought that it was at least worth mentioning because it was a really big concern for me going into this. I was a little bit worried about keeping up with my channel, but that has been so much easier than I thought it was going to be. I was really concerned that after a week I was just going to be out of ideas, that putting makeup on my face is a central component of my channel, but it turns out it's not totally necessary. I do have ideas that don't directly relate to me applying makeup. I have plenty to talk about. Now, do I want to not put makeup on my face on my beauty channel for the next 6 months? Absolutely not. I will probably have a get ready with me as soon as I'm allowed to use makeup again, but it's been okay. I have incorporated a little bit more fashion content. I did do kind of a weird little candle video last week, which thank you if you watched that. I know it was a little bit out of the ordinary for this channel, but I just wanted to try something a little bit different. And just overall, thank you guys so much for hanging with me over the past month. I know it's been a little bit different. I know it's probably been annoying with how much I've been talking about not wearing makeup, but hopefully, fingers crossed, that's going to change later this week. And we will be back to our usually scheduled programming. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope that it was interesting. Even if it wasn't interesting for you, it was somewhat therapeutic for me to get my thoughts out there, really think about what this experience has taught me. So, thanks again for watching. Please consider liking and subscribing if you enjoyed, and I hope that I will see you all in the next video. Bye!